It's been going good. You know, it's excited to have a room full of guys.
Right.
So we have a little depth. I know some of the players that have been on the team, they feel good about it too because they get, you know, they don't have to go take as many reps.
Right.
So, but it's good to have those guys here. You know, we're excited. We waited all spring. We kind of held our breath and just, you know, say, okay, we just wait till we get some reinforcements here. So they're here now. Still, hopefully, we'll still get a couple more.
How are those guys conditioning-wise compared to the guys that have been here since the spring? I mean, are they catching up pretty fast, or is there still a learning curve going on there?
You said conditioning-wise, do you mean
as far
shape
as
or
yeah, what kind of shape they're in? I mean, can they
defense?
stick? I mean, can they keep up with those guys from the spring? I mean, you see any drop off there?
Well, the only guy that's a little bit behind is Tyler Holmes, you know, because he didn't come till the second summer session. But the rest of them have been here since the first summer session. They're right up there doing everything just as well as the first guy.
How many
guys that were here all summer and all spring?
We hear a lot about, you know Coach Wyatt mentioned we want to find 22 guys on offense, and Coach Campos said something, or we want to find a line, get those guys above that line. How many guys are you looking for on that defensive front to run in rotation?
Well, we're looking for two deep. We're definitely looking for two deep in this league. Obviously, with teams being so up tempo, you got to have as many guys as you can to play to try to keep everybody fresh so that they can be productive. So we're looking for two deep at every position.
Sean Williams is a guy as a good example of the strength and conditioning program and the impact it's had. He sure, looks a lot bigger. What's it like for him? I know he's going into his final year. What are you expecting out of him this year?
Well, let me correct you. I think John has 2 more years.
Yeah. Oh, does he?
Yeah, John Williams has 2 more years. Oh, just don't scare me like that.
That's right.
Yeah, but I tell you, John has really bought in. People don't realize. I didn't realize what John weighed when he first got here. He was a big young man, and even before now he had dropped the weight, but now he's actually added some definition to his body, and so it's helped John in his endurance, and John's always practiced hard for me. That part I've never had a problem with, but I think now he can be more productive over a longer period of time because of the condition.
All the defensive coaches that we talked to so far keep saying, that the personnel is going to dictate scheme. Mm-hmm. And so, from your perspective, where's your defensive line, and what are they set up for best right now? You guys have a scheme that you guys are better set up to.
I think we've been playing a 4-down so far, which we feel that in this league, you got to be we want to be able to give them several different looks up front, but right now we've only been practicing our 4-down stuff, so we look pretty good. We're starting to get an idea of how we need to play the techniques and things that go with the 4-man front. I'll let you know when we get into our other fronts how we're doing.
So outside of Tobin in those fronts, who's your pass rusher? Did you find any yet?
We got some candidates. We really feel good. Michael Reynolds, I think, is a guy that can be an outside speed rush. I'm assuming you're asking about the speed rush guys off the edge. But I think where we're making a lot of progress is inside with our pass rush inside. We're much more active inside right now than we've been since I've been here.
Anybody specific stand out there?
Keon Stowers, Kevin Young is having so far a really good camp. John's doing okay. He's still knocking some of that rust off from coming off that knee injury though. But I think he'll get there. But we're just more athletic and more active inside right now with the group that we have so far. Hopefully we may get a couple of them.
Coach, Keon Stowers is the guy that got here early and spent some time with those JUCO signees. Talk a little bit about him. What stood out?
Keon is number one. He's a great young man. You guys gonna love him. You're gonna love being around him. He brings a work ethic. He comes to play and practice every play. I just love being around him. He wants. You can look in his eyes, and when I'm up there talking to the group and putting in defenses, I can just feel him burning a hole in the back of my head. He just takes everything in. He's soaking everything up. I tell you, you can't say much about that. Too much about that young man. He's good for our group. I think our group is good for him. I'm glad we got him. Let me put it like that.
Is he a guy who can be versatile on the defensive line?
I think right now just learning the system, we're going to keep him trying to just learn one position. I think physically he probably could play a couple different positions.
When did you guys first talk about moving Kiba inside?
When Kiba got up to 280 pounds.
So it was one and then the other?
No,
I mean,
we actually, and you can ask Kiba. I've always told Kiba I thought his best position would be inside, but his size was more suited for an outside player. And now that he's was able to put on some weight, Coach Wyatt and I thought that would be the best place for him because we were trying to get more athletic and more active inside.
Sure.
And obviously, so far, he looks good.
Has he sustained that? I mean, his burst and all that?
He's been so far so good. So far so good.
What's the biggest strength and the one thing you guys need to get better at as a group?
I still think we need to get better at pass. I'm going to say pass rush because this is a pass rushing league. It's a spread, throw the ball, and obviously I think we need to continue to work on being able to put pressure on that quarterback on a consistent basis. So to me, that and stamina. Obviously that's going to be in this league is going to be big as well. We have to. Have some stamina because they're gonna snap the ball. Some teams are gonna try to get as many snaps as they can, and snapping around 12 seconds, and that's gonna be a fast-paced game. So putting pressure on that quarterback and developing some stamina, I think is really key for our group.